All right, so let's go ahead and start in easy seated Sukhasana. So this is where we could stagger the heels, we could cross at the ankles, or even move to the mid shin. So as we go ahead and sit up nice and tall, all I'm going to ask you to do is close your eyes and just allow yourself to relax into this space. Just allow yourself to let go of your thoughts, your to-do list. Maybe some of you are bored already being home. So this is your chance to be out and about. Just relax. Where can you soften? Feeling yourself connected deeper to the earth. This month our focus will be on the Ujjayi breath. So I want you, for those of you that know the breath, to go ahead and start to take that breath deeper. If you are unfamiliar with the breath, it sounds like the ocean. And so when we inhale, it'll feel like we're pulling the air against the back of our throat to a place where we would gargle water. And when we exhale, it's like fogging a mirror, but our lips stay sealed. Allow yourself to inhale relaxation, exhale out stress and tension. Be mindful that you're keeping the jaw relaxed as you take these deeper breaths. Can you feel your shoulders relax into your back pockets? Notice the rise and fall of your chest. Slowly begin to tip your right ear towards the shoulder. Let the head stay heavy, the shoulders stay soft. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bring the left ear towards the shoulder. Imagine your thoughts just draining out the ear. Truly becoming present, mind and body. Draw the head back to the center and exhale the chin towards the chest. Still lifting the heart to the sky. As you inhale, go ahead and raise the chin back to center and change that lead leg so you can bring balance into easy seated. And as you come back to sitting up nice and tall, you can let your hands go wherever you'd like and just start to shift your rib cage side to side. Feel free to circle that rib cage around. So one more time around and then change direction. One more time around. Make your way back to center to sit nice and tall. Let's inhale to circle the arms up to the sky. sky. Exhale to bring them down through the midline. Inhale, circle up. Exhale down and through. And one more time like this. And then let's bring the hands to rest at the heart center. And if you'd like, let your chin release to the chest. This is your journey. It is not a race. All I ask is for you to try. My theme for you this month is about change. When we resist the change that is inevitable, we miss the change that is possible. So just allow yourself to have that freedom of trying. Letting go of self-doubt, any fears, and just go for it. This is your journey. You are the student of your body. If your eyes are closed, gently blink them open. And I have everybody lay on their backs. So as we lay back, go ahead and bring your feet together. Let your arms release either to the earth or onto your stomach. It is up to you. And just settle for a moment here. Then slowly open your right knee out to the side. So we're in this half bound angle, a reclining bound angle. And then we draw this leg back up to the sky. And then we open the left knee into this half Supta Baddha Konasana, half reclined bound angle. And just let gravity take over. Feel that your hip is releasing. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release your right knee again into that half bound angle. Left knee is aiming to the sky. And feel free to put your right hand on that inner thigh, just adding the weight of your hand. Inhale, bring that right knee back to the sun. Exhale, open the left knee out to the side. And again, as you relax here, you can place your left hand on that inner thigh. Inhale to bring that left knee up, and let's move into full Supta Baddha Konasana. Opening both knees, soles of the feet are touching, letting the hips just release wherever they're at. And if at any time you'd like to place your hands on your inner thighs, go ahead and place those hands on the inner thighs. And when you're ready, draw those knees back up to the sky. Take a moment here to heel toe the feet open about hip width apart. So as we settle in for bridge pose, I want you to inhale, lift your hips to the sky. And then exhale, lower those hips back down to the earth. And I want you to do this 3 more times, and then we're going to play around with our bridge pose. Feeling the soles of your feet rooted into the earth. When you finish that last one, just take a moment to release your hips back down to the mat. And I want you to think of your spine in cat and cow and how we manipulate our spine in cat and cow. And so from here, what I want you to do is I want you to scoop your belly and tilt your pelvic to the sky. So imagine you're in cat, and then lift your hips up to the sky with this scoop. And then arch your back and send your tailbone down first. And then once your tailbone releases, the rest of your spine will settle back down into the mat. Then scoop your tailbone under, like you're in cat pose, and scoop up to the sky. And then arch your back and send your tailbone back down to the earth. So your tailbone touches down first, then the rest of your back releases. Go ahead and take that 2 more times. Scooping and then arching on the way down. Feeling like you're making a wave through your spine as you manipulate it through this bridge cat and cow. And when you finish that last one, we're going to reverse it. So when you're down and you let your spine release, now I want you to arch your back like you're in cow pose, and then lift up to the sky, and pelvic under and roll from your shoulder blades all the way down to your tailbone. And then arch the back here. Lift up to the sky. Scoop your tailbone under and slowly release one vertebra at a time. And take that 2 more times. Yeah, good. Very nice. And just different ways to manipulate our bodies in different poses, taking little variations here and there. When you finish that last one of your bridge, go ahead and take a moment to hug your right shin into your body in this single wind press. And either keep this leg bent, your left leg, or straighten it out. And then switch legs. Bring the left leg in. Either the right knee is bent so that foot can go to the floor, or you're going to extend that right leg out nice and long. And when you're ready, double wind press. Hug both legs into the body and feel free to roll across your back. And if you're protecting a back, roll to one side before you come up. Or for those of you, take 3 rolls from your tailbone to your shoulder blade. Roll up, roll back. I feel like I'm going to roll down this little hill. And as you rack up, make your way into table pose, coming to all fours. So as we come into table, feel free to find that alignment where your hands are open, shoulder width apart, your knees are open, hip width apart. And as we move into spinal balance, I want you to extend the right arm with the left leg, reaching out nice and long. Let your head be an extension of your spine, and reach from the hand and knee to the end. Then inhale, extend left arm, right leg. Yeah, so opposite arm is the leg, and come on in. And match that with your breath. Inhale to extend, exhale to return. Inhale, extend, exhale to return. Now be mindful, we want to keep our heel hip height or lower so our back stays neutral. So be careful, some of you are kicking your heel towards the sky. Have your heel go right out from your hip. Yes, good. We have to really be more in tune with our bodies when we aren't in a studio or in a room that has mirrors. So it allows us to become a little more body focused. Go ahead, wherever you're at, take this one more time each side. And then we're going to move into the threading of the needle. So what I want you to do is inhale, take that right arm up to the sky. And on an exhale, reach the arm through and lowering to the shoulder and the ear. If you have a block and you're not able to get your shoulder and ear to the mat, go ahead and take the block underneath your shoulder. So either leave the left hand on the mat, you can send it to the sky, or over to that right hip, rolling that shoulder blade in and back. As you release, draw that right hand back up to the sky, and release that hand to the earth. Then take the left arm up to the sky, and as you thread the needle, bring that arm through. And again, pushing into your right hand, sending that hand up to the sky, and bringing it across the back, opening the chest and throat. As you release, follow that left thumb back up to the sun, and come back into table. From here, let's move into our puppy pose. So as you look towards your fingertips, bring your elbows forward, hips stay over knees, and release the forehead and chest towards the earth. Go ahead and walk the hands back into the body, coming back into that table pose, and take a moment to turn your toes under and float into down dog, lifting those hips to the sky. Adho Mudra Svanasana, downward facing dog. Gazing to the knees or to the ankles. Just relax. Let those heels go heavy as the hips rise high. Some of you will pedal the heels, going a little deeper into the Achilles and calves. But again, whatever feels best for you. And then when you're ready, make your way back down into table. But let's float into child's pose, going hips towards heels. So for some of us, if child's pose is not for us today, that puppy pose is always an option. On your next inhale, come forward into kneeling plank, bringing the chest over the thumbs. And as you exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. We're going to do a little cobra. We're going to do cobra push-ups. So I want you to keep your elbows bent, hugging in and back. Your hips stay glued to the mat. Inhale, peel your chest off the mat, hugging the elbows in. Yeah, exhale, come back in. Inhale, peel the chest off the mat. Exhale, come back down. 2 more times. Inhale, roll up. Good. Exhale to release. On your next one, inhale, roll up, hold. Now remember, snakes don't have hands. So what if you lift your hands off the ground? Are you as high as when you were pushing into the earth? Probably not, and that's okay. Go ahead and release. Turn your head to one side. Inhale nice and deep. Open, let it out. Come back to center and release your arms and turn your palms down to the earth. I want you to push into your fingertips. Leave your chin or forehead on the mat. So let's do the legs now. Inhale, lift the legs, push into those fingertips if you'd like. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the legs. Exhale, lower down. 2 more times. Finding a pace that matches with your breath. From here, we can turn our palms up to the sky. And as we make our way into Shalabhasana Locust, and if you're pregnant, those of you that are watching, you should be in table pose going back into spinal balance. Otherwise, let's all inhale, lift up. Exhale, come back in. 3 more on your own. Good, very nice. 1 more time. Can you lift and hold? Find your breath. Can you lift a little higher and feel like your fingers and toes are reaching far behind? Then slowly return to the earth. And again, turn your head to one side. Inhale nice and deep. And let it out. Hold your hands underneath your chin or forehead. Bend your knees and windshield wiper those legs. Sometimes this is a very nice release for those of you that have tight backs. And then make your way into child's pose or puppy pose 1 more time. Pressing up and floating back. And we all meet in down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. Nice long stretch here. Let the head hang heavy. Feel yourself press firmly between the thumb and index finger. We really want those arms to fire up in this pose. Then let's bend our knees and look to thumbs. Step forward to the hands, making our way into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Good. Exhale, fold. 1 more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let's inhale, reverse up to the sun. And draw the hands down and through to our hips. And then I want you to open up your feet so your heels are on the mat, the toes can hang up. Yeah. So inhale, rise up to the sun. Little mini 5-point star here. Let's move into our little moonflower. So exhale, bend the knees and the elbows into the ribs. Good. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bend. Inhale, rise. Good. Exhale. This is our alternative to today's having a sun salutation. Coming into sunflower, swing down. Good, and rise up. Make sure you're not dropping your chin to your chest so you don't make yourself dizzy or nauseous. One more like this. And then we're going to put the two together. So we exhale into moonflower. Good, rise up. Exhale, sunflower. And rise up. 3 more sets. Very good. You can challenge yourself by closing your eyes. And let's hold our last one in goddess. So as we bend the knees, goddess or sumo, chest is lifted. Good. Release your hands to your hips. Go ahead and stand tall and heel toe the feet back under the body. I know, grass comes onto your neck. It's okay, we're out in nature. It's all good. So from here, what I want you to do is just stand nice and tall. So this flow is going to challenge us a little bit by holding our poses a little longer, anywhere from 5 to 7 deep breaths. So as you stand nice and tall and feel yourself rooting into your mat, I want you to take a big step back into crescent or high lunge. Leave your right foot planted. Step your left foot back. Chest is lifted. Front knee is bent. And I want you to squeeze your left glute and push out your heel. Feel that power of your left leg while your right leg is driving down into the earth as well. Go ahead and bring the arms up. And from here, exhale, draw the elbows in. Inhale, open. Good. Exhale, come in. Inhale, open. Beautiful. 3 more. Last one. As you hold here, keep the heart lifting. Good. Inhale from here to rise up with that left knee. Bring your hands to your hips. I know we're not on a flat surface, so it may be a little bit challenging. Making your way into flex the foot, seated pigeon. So cross the ankle over the thigh, sit the hips back and down. So when you come into this pose, make sure it's not your knee pulling you forward. So we want to sit back into the heel and into those hips. Chest is lifted, and then I invite some of you to go a little deeper since we're in this hold a little longer, and bringing your elbows to your shin. As you rise up, you're going to make your way into warrior 2. So release that left foot back and open those hips and shoulders. You can take your gaze over the right fingertips. But just as you were in this seated pigeon trying to open the knee, I want you to keep your knee opening to the second and third toe. Feel your ribs pulling up and away from your hips and their energy reaching through the fingertips. As we move into Trikonasana triangle, straighten the leg. Reach your rib cage over the thigh. Imagine your back sliding against the wall. Then slowly release the hands. And I want you to feel yourself drive into that big toe mound. So you activate the arch of your foot. And then extend that arm high to the sky, or reach it over your ears so you can stretch long away from your tailbone. Slowly make your way into reverse warriors. You take the legs back into warrior 2, legs stretch behind you with the option of supporting your hand on your hip, lightly resting your hand on your leg, or Shiva Mudra. Interlace the fingers except for the thumb and index, and take a big stretch here. But be mindful, we still want to keep that knee bent. Keep finding yourself releasing any stuck energy. Then slowly rise and windmill down into a low lunge. And as you come into that low lunge, heel toe the feet apart. So you're on railroad tracks instead of a tightrope. And if you'd like, stay here. Or inhale the hands to the heart. Exhale, the left elbow to right thigh, twisting prayer. Draw the right hand into the left, spin the body. Hugging your right hip in and back. If you need that left knee on the mat while we hold a little bit longer, take that left knee to the mat or extend long, just like I asked. Squeeze your left glute, push through the heel, just like earlier. Take a release of the hands to the earth and step into plank. Chest over thumbs, pushing the earth away. But be mindful, think of yourself palming a basketball instead of your hands going completely flat. Create a little pocket of air underneath the center of your palm. For Vishisthasana side plank, the option to bring the right knee down and kick that big toe behind you to open up to the side is always there. Otherwise, roll to the heels and lift your right hip as high away from the earth as you can. Do you want to look down to your right hand, straight out, or up to your thumb, challenging your balance where your drishti eye gaze goes? Good. Let's come back into plank and float into down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Feel like your collarbones are rising towards your chin. And then you have that extra push into the thumb and index fingers. Go ahead and float your right foot off the mat. And let's make our way into straddle fold. Bring the right foot towards the hand and walk your hands to the center of the mat, just folding here. Press into the outer blades of your feet like you're trying to tear the mat in half. Just a little more energy, a little more power in the pose. Inhale, rise up. Come into your 5-point start here, but notice how much wider the legs are. And we're going to exhale into moonflower. Rise up, exhale into sunflower. So right into that flow of moonflower, sunflower. Last time. And then again, hold that goddess pose. Bend the knees, open the arms, lift the heart. And as you press to stand tall, go ahead and turn to your right foot and step to the top of the mat. I'm going to face you again. All right, so from here, we're going to change sides. Now our left leg is the anchor, and I want you to float that right leg back to crescent or high lunge. And leave your hands on your hips. Notice, are you sinking out into that left hip, or are you trying to keep your hips neutral? Pressing through the right heel and squeeze that glute. And again, go ahead and raise the arms. Exhale, bring the elbows in. Inhale, open. Good. Exhale. Inhale. 3 more. When you finish that last one, holding the elbows open and back, lifting the heart just a little bit more, bending a little deeper into that knee. As you make your way into seated pigeon, first press to rise. As your hands come to the heart, cross the ankle, and go ahead and sit. And again, send the hips back so your knee stays behind your toes. Feel like your right knee is dropping towards the earth. And then those of you that want to go a little deeper, tipping your chest forward. When you feel like your legs are going to burn out, go ahead and now release into Warrior 2, opening hips and shoulders. So, left knee bent, right leg straight. Make sure your left toe and heel is aiming to the front edge of your mat. those of you that have tightness in the hips, and when you enter this pose, you're really turning to the front of the room, and we want to keep our hips open, feel free to stagger the foot, and maybe that'll bring you some ease in those hips. You can gaze over the fingertips. Think of your mighty warrior drawing his sword, so your arm is this extension of your body. Moving into Trikonasana triangle, straighten the leg. Draw your ribs over your thigh as you slowly release. So again, that feeling of driving your big toe into the mat, making that arch of your foot activate just a little bit more. For those of you that want to go deeper, stretch the arm over your ear. Your body just got a little bit longer, right? As we make our way into reverse warrior, rise up, come back into warrior two legs, and stretch over that right hip. But it's important to make sure when you come from triangle, the hip is raised, that you bring that right hip back down. And then you take that big side stretch. Yeah. Good, very good. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, windmill down into that low lunge. When you're here, separate the feet so you're not on a tightrope. So feel free to move that left foot over. You're welcome to stay here. Release your right knee to the mat, but twisting prayer. Inhale, hands to heart. Exhale, right elbow towards the left. And again, instead of sinking down, can you push your left hand into the right and spin a little deeper? Hug your left hip in and back. Let's release into plank. And this time we're going to play around with our placement of our toes by rocking to our tiptoes and pressing to our heels. Our bottom doesn't move, but we're shifting forward to our hands, back to our heels. Good. Forward and back. Forward and back. Two more times. Forward and back. Forward and back. Now either come into your Vishisthasa from kneeling, release side plank, left knee down, kick your foot out, and open up. Or stagger or stack the feet. Pull your left hip up and away from the mat. Come back into plank. And exhale to down dog. Let your head hang. From this down dog, let's lift our right foot off the earth. Flex the foot, bend the knee, let the hip roll open. Try to keep your right shoulder aiming to your left heel, so it is just the hip opening, not the shoulder and chest. As we make our way into tiger pose, bring your left knee to the mat. And either leave both hands on the mat or bring your left arm up and circle back, catch that foot. As you release the leg, from here, walk your hands forward and bring your knee through and find yourself coming into pigeon. If you're like, yeah, that's not going to work for me and you have to come in from three-legged, go ahead and go there. Let's hold here. Lift the heart up. Hips are heavy, shoulders are soft. If you need to come into seated C instead, a reclining pigeon, that's always an option for you. If you'd like to sink a little deeper, fold to the earth. In this moment, if you are carrying tension in the hips, yourself to release with each exhale, bringing yourself a little bit more ease. Slowly rise up and make your way back into down dog. Stepping back, hips high, heels relaxed. Now float that left leg off the earth for three-legged or tail of the dog. Yeah. And if you like, flex the foot, bend the knee, let the hip roll open, but make sure your left shoulder is aiming towards your right heel. We float our knee down to the mat, preparing for our tiger pose, and sweep the right arm up and around to grab a hold of the foot if it's accessible. If not, just wave to it. Say hi, foot. As you release, you can walk your hands forward, and as you shift your hips forward, come into pigeon, knee to the left, foot to the right. Once you're there, walk your hands in to sit up a little taller. Be careful of sitting into this left hip. Try to keep your hips in the center of the mat. Yeah. And then the option of folding to the earth. Slowly rise up. And as we sit to the side, we're going to bring those legs around. And I'm going to face you. So go ahead and bring the soles of the feet together into this Baddha Konasana. And from here, just start to circle around. And then change direction. When you come back to center, go ahead and sit up nice and tall. And again, take that stretch forward. Slowly rise up. Go ahead and bring your knees to the sky. And I want you to extend the left leg out. Keep your right stretch. And as you do this, you can open your foot up just a little bit wider, almost like if you took your fist or your palm between your legs, spread your fingers, and your foot would be on the outside of your thumb, and then you can hug that leg in. You can stay here, leaning forward, or you can bring your elbow in front. And then some of you can wrap the arm behind and hold here. But be careful of wanting to get to this leg so much that you're leaning so far over into that left hip. Just feel your heart pulling you forward. Now your sit bone does lift off the mat as you tip into this. Try to aim your left toes to the sky. Reaching the hands behind is not important, especially when we're forcing ourselves deeper into a pose, then maybe our shoulders need more time. But offer your heart forward instead of buckling at the belly and kind of compressing into your back. And then slowly release. Go ahead and extend the right leg out. Bring that left leg in. And again, you can make it fist width apart or spread your fingers. And when you do that, you can place your heel to the outside of your thumb. Bring the foot in a little bit closer or wherever it's comfortable. And then from here, come inside the leg. And either lean forward, take your elbow around, or tip forward a little bit more and feel yourself find the pose. Try to keep your hips square as well as your shoulders. Be careful of trying to open to the side. You want to stay forward. You can feel your right leg press heavier into the earth if you like. And a slow release. As you take that release, I want you to lay all the way back onto your mat. both legs hugging into the mat. Coming back into that single wind press, extend your left leg out, hug your right leg in. If you need your left leg to stay bent, keep it bent. Then press your heel to the sky, but open your arms out to the letter T and push through both heels. So this month we were working our extended hand to big toe. And what I want you to do here while you're working this pose is feel the power of your heel pressing to the sky, your other heel pressing long through the earth. If you would like, bring your hands to your hamstring, your calf, or can you get your peace sign fingers up to that big toe? And if you are, place your left hand on your thigh and curl up a little bit higher. Feel those abs fire up. Hugging the elbow in, it likes to swing out, hug it in, and then slowly release your upper body to the earth. This can be done with a belt, and you can release your left hand. Wherever you are at, whether you're holding the big toe, the hamstring, or the calf, bend your knee. Slowly roll the right knee across the body, keeping your shoulders glued to the earth. Come back to center. Keep your right knee bent. Bend your left knee and cross your right thigh over the left. So like if you were sitting at a table and you crossed your legs. Either stay here or bring your knees and shins to the sky. So as we take this reclining cow face legs, or longhorns as I call them, flex your feet and either reach and hold your calves, your ankles, or go for your arches. And you can either keep your heels high away from your glutes or you can let them drop down. If you're holding the outer blades of your feet, make sure you're flexing them. And then I want you to play around. Are you going to pull the knees towards your chest or are you going to press them up towards the sky? Just depends on what you want to feel in those hips. For those of you that crossing like this is not comfortable, you can always go into that figure 4 and take your stretch there. Let's go ahead and release the right leg, and as we hug the left leg in for single wind press, take your right leg out long. Prepping for our hand to big toe, but let's first start with the power of the pose. Extend your left heel to the sky, send your arms out to the letter T. You can press your arms into the earth as you push through both heels. Yeah, good, very nice. Now either stay here, hold the hamstring, the calf, or round up and see about getting a hold of that big toe. And then place your right hand on your thigh and pull up a little bit higher. From here, release and hold that stretch. And if you find holding the stretch with your big toe, you need to go to your calf or your hamstring, take that instead. As we prepare for a spinal twist, release and bend the knee. Send your left arm to the side and roll that left knee across the body. Just feel like you're wringing the body out. We bring that leg back to center. Keep the knee bent, but bend the right knee. As you cross the left thigh over the right, you can stay right here. You can lift your shins and knees to the sky. To take this reclining cow face legs, you can hold your hamstrings, the calves, or go to the ankles or the arches. And either feel like you're pulling your knees to the chest or you're pressing them up to the sky. And again, watch what's happening with those feet. If they're sickling in, can you keep your feet flexed? Slowly release the legs, hug both shins into the body. And let's find ourselves in Supta Konasana, that reclined bound angle we did at the beginning. So opening up both knees, letting the hips release. Feel free to take your hands to the inner thighs. Come back into Ujjayi breath, where we're inhaling through the nose, drawing the air to that place where we would gargle water. And we exhale out the nose with our lips sealed, but we're fogging a mirror. When you're in this deeper breath, feel your belly rise to the sky in the inhale, and your belly pulls to the earth on the exhale. And with each exhale, imagine you're pressing the stale air out of the bottom of your lungs. Take one more deep breath like this. And if you'd like, slowly slide the legs out to the corners of your mat, releasing the arms, coming into Shavasana, that final relaxation. If you'd like, bring movement back into the body. Wiggle the fingers and toes. Take a nice deep inhale here. Open the mouth, sigh it out. If you'd like, rub the wrists if you have that oil. And then rub the palm of your hands, all of us. Bring heat to those hands. And then gently place the palms over the eyes. Take some deep, relaxing breaths. Again, inhaling relaxation and calm. Exhaling out any stress or tension. If you'd like, stretch the arms overhead for that reawakening stretch. Then hug those legs into the body. Let this be of love and gratitude for your amazing body and the time that you put forth for your practice. Slowly roll yourself to one side and just relax on your side in this sideline pose. Whatever you need to let go of. In this moment, imagine it draining off the body and into the earth, giving you ease and freedom for the rest of the day. And then slowly press into the hands. Rise yourself up and come into Sukhasana, easy seated. We can bring the hands to the heart. Thank you so much for coming out and taking the time to join me today. Let's all smile and finish with Namaste. Thank you all.